Hello and welcome. In this video, we are going to explore dynamic SQL, a powerful technique for building queries dynamically. Let's get started. So, what exactly is dynamic SQL? Dynamic SQL refers to SQL statements that are constructed at runtime. This is achieved through string concatenation or manipulation, rather than relying on static and predefined statements. Dynamic SQL offers a great deal of flexibility. Here are some common use cases. It is useful in conditional filtering, where you need to add or remove conditions based on user input or other runtime factors. It provides variable sorting options, allowing users to specify the columns by which the data should be ordered. It allows for dynamic access to schemas or tables, which can be useful when working with multiple databases or versions of a schema. Finally, it is useful in complex reporting queries, where the structure of the query may need to change based on the specific report being generated. Now let's compare static and dynamic SQL with the help of examples. Here is an example of static SQL. You can see a simple select statement. In contrast, dynamic SQL involves constructing the SQL query as a string at runtime. As you can see, several variables are declared, including the SQL statement itself, a category, and a minimum price. The SQL statement is constructed by concatenating strings and variables. Finally, the sp_executesql stored procedure is called to execute the dynamic SQL statement, passing in the SQL statement, parameter definitions, and the actual parameter values. Static SQL queries are fixed at design or compile time, generally offer better performance due to cached execution plans, and have simpler syntax and debugging. On the other hand, dynamic SQL is constructed at runtime, offers flexibility, but may have performance implications and can be more complex to debug. Let's discuss the basic structure of dynamic SQL. Step 1 is to declare variables. You need to define variables to hold the SQL query string and any parameter definitions. Step 2, build the SQL string. Here you construct the query text with conditions based on runtime logic. Step 3, execute. Run the constructed query with proper parameter passing. Here is an example of the code. First, we declare the SQL variable and parameter definition variable. Then we start building the SQL string. If the category ID is not null, we add a condition to the SQL string. Next, we define the parameters. Finally, we execute the dynamic SQL using sp_executesql, passing in the SQL string, parameter definitions, and the category ID value. Let's examine the different execution methods for dynamic SQL. The first method is exec or execute. This involves simple concatenation but has limited parameter passing capabilities and is highly vulnerable to SQL injection attacks. The second method is sp_executesql. This method supports parameterized queries, providing better security by preventing SQL injection and enabling execution plan caching. Here are code examples for each method. In the exec or execute example, the table name is directly concatenated into the SQL string. This is simple but insecure. In the sp_executesql example, parameters are used to pass the category value, which prevents SQL injection. Now let's see how dynamic SQL can be used for conditional filtering. In this example, we want to build a query to select products based on optional criteria such as category ID, minimum price, and maximum price. First, we declare the necessary variables for the SQL query and parameters. Next, we set the values for the category ID, minimum price, and maximum price. Note that minimum price is set to null in this example. We start building the SQL query with a base select statement. Then we add where clause conditions only if the corresponding parameters have values. If a parameter is null, we skip adding the condition. We define all the parameters in the @perm definition variable, even those that might not be used in the final query. Finally, we execute the dynamic SQL query using sp_executesql, passing in the SQL query, parameter definitions, and parameter values. Here is a useful tip. The where 1 equals 1 pattern is used to simplify the concatenation of dynamic conditions in a SQL query. Since the condition 1 equals 1 is always true, it ensures that any subsequent conditions can be safely appended using the AND operator, without having to worry about whether it's the first condition in the where clause. Now let's explore dynamic ordering. In this scenario, we'll construct a SQL query that can dynamically sort the results based on user-specified columns and sort direction. Here's how it works. First, we declare the necessary variables, including the SQL query, sort column, and sort direction. Next, we validate the sort column to prevent SQL injection. If the provided sort column is not in the list of allowed columns, we set it to a default value. We also validate the sort direction. If the provided sort direction is not either ASC or desc, we default it to ascending. Now we build the SQL query by concatenating the base select statement with the order by clause, using the validated sort column and sort direction. The quote name function is used to enclose the sort column name in brackets to prevent SQL injection. Finally, we execute the dynamic SQL query using sp_executesql. Security considerations. Always validate user input before using it in dynamic SQL. Use quote name to protect against SQL injection. Now let's explore how to use dynamic SQL to select from different tables at runtime. This can be useful in multi-tenant applications or when dealing with time partition data. In this example, we'll construct a SQL query that can dynamically select data from different tables based on user input. First, we declare the necessary variables, including the database name, table name, and SQL query. Next, we validate the input to prevent SQL injection. Here, we check if the provided database name and table name exist in the system catalog views. If both the database and table exist, we build and execute the query. The quote name function is used to enclose the database name and table name in brackets to prevent SQL injection. Finally, we execute the dynamic SQL query using sp_executesql. Here are a few use cases for dynamic tables. Multi-tenant applications with separate tables per client, time partition data, ETL processes that need to work with different source tables, and generic reporting tools that work across multiple databases. Now let's talk about the most important thing when using dynamic SQL: security. Dynamic SQL can be vulnerable to SQL injection if not handled carefully. Let's compare vulnerable code and secure code. In the vulnerable code example, user input is directly concatenated into the SQL query without proper sanitization or parameterization. This can allow an attacker to inject malicious SQL code into the query, potentially compromising the database. In the secure code example, user input is passed as a parameter to sp_executesql, which prevents SQL injection. Even if the user input contains malicious SQL code, it will be treated as a parameter value and not executed as part of the query. Let's go through a few best practices to follow when working with dynamic SQL. Always use parameterization, validate all inputs, use quote name function, document your code. Debug with print statements and minimize permissions. Here are some performance considerations. Use parameter sniffing wisely with optimize for or recompile hints when appropriate. Be aware of plan cache behavior with dynamic versus static SQL and monitor execution plans to identify optimization opportunities. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.